So as promised, I'm back with another locals report, and as you can see, I'm playing VS again, Vanquish Soul. So my deck profile, just to get straight into it, is exactly the same pretty much in the main deck as it was on my last video. My extra deck is also pretty much the same, so 3 rock, couple of links, couple of staple big boys right there. I did take out the Abyss Dweller. As you can see, the only rank 4 I have apart from the Zeus package is Baguska, which actually really helped me today, which I'll go into because I decided to add in a Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon because I found myself getting frustrated too much by using my mini Kashtira package that I wasn't able to go into any decent rank 7s if I just happened to drew all cash and no VS. So that's why the Red Eyed Metal Flare has placed the Abyss Dweller, and then some sends here. And I just want to show off this absolutely beautiful QCR 25th edition Baron de Fleur that we happened to pull out of 4 packs at locals today. So, you know, if anything, I'm very happy with that. So side deck I also did change a bit, and I think this is the one bit that I do need to improve about this deck is how to side better. So I put in 3 Book of Eclipse, which actually I think is really interesting. It prevents a lot of types of summoning, so you can only fusion if you have face downs, but it stops a lot of synchro. It definitely stops XYZ plays as well, so really helpful. And also worked as a battle trap. Phantasme, I didn't really go in against any link decks today, and then some thrust targets here, Ulti Slayers, which I love, and D-Barrier as well. So nothing much to change, so let's go on to how I did today. So overall, I did okay. I got 1 bye as a loss, game 1, because unfortunately I had some work that I had to do for my day job, so I had to forfeit that round. But after that I went 2 draws and 2 wins actually. So for round 1, that's I'll skim over that, and then round 2 I went against Swordsoul, which I always find an interesting kind of yardstick, because I find, you know, Swordsoul is just one of these really super consistent decks that if you don't check it, it'll set up a really strong board against you. So I think if you can do okay against Swordsoul, your deck is probably doing fine, is how I feel. So we played a best of 3. So game 1, I set up a pretty standard board, so I reckon something like, you know, a rock, and then had Razen in my hand, Madlove on the field, and I managed to sort of, I went first and just blocked them. So I think at some point I managed to destroy, I think I might have been using Dr. Madlove to return the monster with the lowest defense on the field to the hand. So that would have been the token, which stopped them summoning with long run and stuff. So I didn't get burnt either by Swordsoul, which is always helpful. So I think a lot of these sort of destroy 1 card in that column, return to the hand, it really interrupts the Swordsoul synchro play if you have the right combos in hand and can do that. So I won the game 1, and in game 2 I sided for going second, and I sided in my sort of thrust package. I managed to draw into a Dark Ruler No More, just somewhere here. Also drew lots of other spells and traps, unfortunately, and then got anti-spell fragrance. So I got VS Dust, Soul Devil, Soul Dust Devil, Prosp, and I think I got the VS trap as well. It's just unfortunate I drew into a lot of the VS traps because they're kind of like garnets, they're kind of searchable off Madlove, so you don't really want to see them. Definitely not really these 2. So I think that's unfortunate, so I just immediately realised that I'd lost because they managed to set up Baron and Chen Ying. And then game 3, I think we were coming up to time at this point because game 1 took a while because I was just controlling their board. And I managed to side in Book of Eclipse after I'd set up my standard board and flip their stuff face down, so they weren't able to synchro with it. So for that reason, Book of Eclipse is great. You know, I think it's actually fine going first or second, really, because you could set it and interrupt them on their turn, or just, you know, play it when you're trying to break their board, which I think is great. And the only thing they can really do to stop this is an Omni Negate or an Ash, really. So game 2 against Swordsoul was interesting. I think it's just about controlling when they synchro and using your effects to pop or bounce one of the synchro components they're going to use. Round 3 was against a casual duelist, so I won that one, so let's skip over that. Round 4, I went against Nouvelle Drytron, which is really interesting. I've not played against it before, so they're using the new ritual burger monsters. So like immediate thoughts here, in terms of like side deck, you can see I don't have any Droll or Nibiru. That's kind of, I guess, partly because the attributes don't match up. So you can see the hand traps that I'm running are pretty much exclusively, well, everything in here is exclusively dark, fire or earth, because even if you're not using the hand trap, they still have utility to reveal, to activate the effects of your VS monsters. So Nouvelle Drytron really summons a lot, and it adds and searches a lot. I was thinking also the Abyss Dweller might have been helpful, because a lot of their stuff they send to graveyard to get effect. For example, Cyber Angel Benton, as well as Herald of the Arclight, they get to search stuff from their deck. So when it hits the graveyard, so I think Abyss Dweller might have actually been helpful, but unfortunately I'd removed that for the Red Eyes Metal Flare. In terms of like learning things from that matchup, the Mew Beta Fafnir, which is the XYZ level rank 1, which needs 2 level 1s, that one I think is the best target probably for Imperm, I think, or even Ash, because I think it special summons from deck possibly, or adds from deck, so saving it for that I think was really good. And then I think I managed to somehow stall them a little bit by bouncing stuff with Mad Love again and other stuff. It's actually a really annoying deck because they use this massive, like, I think it's called Amor Factor Pain, which is a ritual, which skips your opponent's next main phase. So I think game 1, I think I might have lost the dice roll. They just set that up and just kept looping it. Plus it had a lingering effect, which is to negate the effect of extra deck monsters except links. So I think I just drew really badly and just got Kashtira, and I was like, oh, you know, maybe I can rank 7 into Red Eyes, Flare, Metal Dragon and burn them next turn when they do all of their summoning stuff. And then I'd got both on the field and realised, oh crap, like, you know, I wouldn't be doing anything and just get killed by the 2/950 attack, Amor Factor Pain. So I just left those two in defense mode. So that was kind of rough, and they just killed me by just pure attrition and stopping me from getting my main phase 1. And then game 2, I went first and got Darkhold twice. I mean, this is a side that I've not really seen very much played, but hey, and managed to hang on. I did forget that this brand new monster, so they managed to summon a Superstar Slayer Typhon. I did forget that it negates the effects of monsters with 3,000 or more attack. And I did, unfortunately, not, you know, forget that and got VS Soul, Caesar Valius on the field intending to destroy one of their things, and then realised, oh yes, more than 3,000 attacks. So I think a lot of it is me needing to be more familiar with my things as well as their things. And then we drew in time on life points, as I just managed to get their life points just slightly under mine. So yeah, the key takeaway from that is more Ash and Imperm on the Drytron the XYZ rank 1 monster. Just stop them using it as free tribute fodder when they detach as well. In addition, the Nouvelle stuff is kind of annoying because if they just rest on the small, I think it's Boya base, this little dragon, the cute little level 1 dragon or level 2 dragon, it's almost kind of like a mini Fenrir, because when it's attacked or targeted for a monster card effect or something like that, there's no cost, it just tributes itself as well as one of your monsters for free. It's like non-targeting, it just happens as part of the effect, and they get to rank up and special summon into the level 3 or 4 Nouvelle cards. So that's something, thankfully, that is ashable if you do it as part of a chain. So bear that in mind when going against them. Okay, last matchup, I went against Punk Gold Pride, and I had quite a lot of fun. I've played against this deck a few times previously, so kind of knew which bit I need to Ash or Imperm. So I managed to win the dice roll here, and game 1 was just a dream. I managed to have like all 3 attributes in hand. I think I had a Bell, a Razen, and I think some other Earth thing might have been a Kashtira. And I managed to get like Valius on the field. I had a Razen, I had a Mad Love, so everything was just like popping off, and it was just absolutely perfect. And I think I need to just become more skilled in figuring out how to get to that state. But annoyingly, in this matchup, as we went on to game 2, they set up an opening board of number 28, Hope Harbinger, which is a Omni spell negate, and then it just takes your spell and puts it under it as material. And then also a Psychic End Punisher with 3.5k attack, which is just unaffected by card effects. I think that's what happens when their life points are lower. But so that was really tough. I tried to sort of get back, but they just ashed my Razen, and I think it's quite a weak hand, so I didn't really have a Stake Your Soul or anything else to sort of extend and try and do some more stuff. So I just scooped pretty quickly there. But game 3 was super interesting because I normal summoned Razen, and once again it got impermed. Honestly, I'm just thinking, do I run Cross Out in the future? Because Ash and imperm on Razen just does not feel good if I don't have anything else in my hand. If I have a Stake Your Soul, that's fine. If I have, I don't know, these 2 searches, it's fine. Even like having a continue is fine because you can link it off and get it back at least. But anyway, so I think I normal summoned that, and that got impermed. And it was annoying because I had a triple tactics thrust or talents in hand, can't remember which one, because they'd impermed, or rather than Ash, I couldn't do anything because they hadn't activated monster effects. So all I could do, because I think I had a really not great hand, I managed to draw into Panthera. So I think I linked off the Razen into a Vanquisher. And this way, I cleared my board because I'd used up my normal summon. So what I could do was special summon Panthera. So at least I had a body on the board. And I think that hand, I also had managed to draw VS Soul Dust Devil, which is actually really, I love this card. I don't think one should play it at more than 1 because it is searchable off Mad Love. But its effect is just great. You just change the battle position of one of your VS monsters, and then you just look at how many different VS names you have on the field, remembering that rock is not a name, and then you just change your opponent's stuff to face down. So it's like a conditional Book of Eclipse, I guess, but with the benefit that they don't flip up at the end and draw cards. So I think I just set that thinking, oh, well, at least I've got a Panthera, let's just, leave it be, that's fine. I think my Razen was in the field at this time, and in the graveyard, sorry, and I may have had a continue, I think, possibly, and I think I might have set that too. I'm not sure what I was thinking, and I think I passed, and everyone at locals today for some reason was playing Change of Heart, so they just took my Panthera, and I was like, okay. So now I was really kind of panicking because I didn't have anything on the field to make this live. I just know that the main bit for the Gold Punk Pride deck is to target the Ukiyo Punk Carp Rising. So that's usually the first fusion monster that they make, because that's the one that they can, I think, send back to the deck and special summon 2 things from a deck. So it's a very ashable target. So if you have Imperm or Ash, just absolutely do use it on that, because that pretty much stops them dead in their tracks. I think also at this point, I think I had a Xiaolong in my hand. I can't find him. Xiaolong in my hand. So I think somehow, I used Rock maybe to special summon the Razen back. And then I might have used like another fire in my hand. I think I just used Xiaolong himself to make him indestructible and special summon him by his own effect. And now, out of nothing, I've got 2 VS monsters with different names on the field. And then I think he got to the point where he was... I think he just managed to summon the Ukiyo Punk Carp, and then on resolution, I activated the VS Soul Dust Devil, making, I think he had 3 monsters on the field at that point, just flip them all face down. That way he just can't activate the effect of the Ukiyo Punk Carp, and I think he just had to pass turn at that point, and then I just removed them. And then I think at that point, I somehow managed to get Panthera back. So I think I attacked into it, went to the graveyard, and then I might have used VS Continue to get it back, or Rock to get it back. And then I would have had the Razen and the Panthera. At this point, we were coming up to like 30 seconds left. And I was like, oh crap, like, how can I... Because obviously he wasn't on 0 life points. And I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to stall for time, just negate all this stuff, Baguska. And then we did the handshake with like 12 seconds left. So I played my heart out that last game. I think everything is very dependent on your opening hand, and maybe I need to be more brave, because today I don't think I really managed to go heavy Borga at all. I think I'm underestimating the benefit of that card draw, especially early game. I think if you can draw one on your turn and draw another one on their turn, I think I might have to try that more in the future and be less scared to go for him. Side deck wise, I think Cosmic Cyclone I will need to add. I need to remember to side out my Pot of Prosperities when I'm going second, so I can deal full damage and get more board breakers on. I think remembering opponent's effects is important, so such as the Typhon, because that was basically like a wasted, you know, VS Valley of Caesar that I got out. I mean, it's fine, it hit over Typhon, but still. And then also the Red Eyes Metal Flare under the Amorphous, or Amorphactor Pain, the really annoying card. I think, like, I do want to consider what hand traps I've got in my deck. I think I was just a bit unfortunate about the matchups I went against today, that a lot of the time Bell was dead in my hand. We have a lot of other players at locals who play, like, you know, D-Link, Mekanko, Branded, which, you know, Ghost Spell would hit. So I just didn't go up against them. So I think, yeah, so I think overall, I'm fairly happy with how I played. I mean, given that I didn't go negative, I guess, officially, 2 draws and 2 wins is perfectly fair. I think there's definitely more ways I could optimize this deck, particularly my siding, and I'll look forward to reporting that soon. So I hope you enjoyed hearing about sort of my experiences, especially like learning which bits to hit on the less well-known decks like Punk Gold Pride, and also the Drytron Nouvelle deck. So yeah, thank you for watching my video if you're here till the end, and I'll hopefully be back soon with a little bit more update as to how the deck is going for me. Have a good week. Bye!